Hello and welcome to this video. I am Karnesh Johri and this video is about using the VI editor. VI has been a part of Unix since the late 1970s and in GNU Linux environments it is known as Vim, which is VI improved. Why is VI relevant today in the age of integrated development environments, the IDEs? The answer is that you can edit code or for that matter any text fast, efficiently, with minimum fuss using VI. We'll look at these aspects as we cover the VI commands, but first, a bit of history. Initially, we used to have line editors. You typed in commands which worked on one or more lines and you could print some lines. One prominent example is ed, the original editor in Unix. The Berkeley Software Distribution (BSD) came out with the first release of Berkeley Unix in 1978 and it contained a line editor named EX. A year later, EX had a visual screen mode and the VI command would take the user straight to the visual mode. So VI, being a screen editor, was close to what you see is what you get aspirations of users. It became popular. Also, VI was essentially the line editor EX under the hood, so it had great commands for editing. The original author for the VI editor was Bill Joy. The Vim editor that is available in GNU Linux environments is authored by the Dutch programmer Bram Molenaar, and the initial version of Vim became available in 1991. Which editor am I using, VI or Vim? Most probably it is some configuration of Vim. If you follow the links, you may well find out VI leads to vim.tiny or vim.basic. Vim is always a superset of VI. Since VI is the core concept and VI commands is the subject of this video, I'll be referring to the editor as VI, but we are aware that the actual software may well be Vim, providing the VI functionality and more. We can start VI with a command VI file name. So if we want to work on a file, say hello.c, we can say vi hello.c. If the file hello.c exists, it is shown in the terminal window and it is ready for editing right away. However, if the file does not exist, you see a window like this. There is a tilde character in the first column of each line. Tilde indicates that there is no text in that line. You can enter some text and tilde is not shown in that line anymore. VI modes of operation. Now we come to one of the two main concepts of VI, modes of operation. VI has two modes of operation. When you start VI, it is in the command mode of operation. You can give commands to VI to do certain operations, but you cannot insert text. For that, you have to toggle the mode of operation from command to insert, and the command to do that is lowercase I. Once you type lowercase I, the editor goes into the insert mode. Once you are in the insert mode, you can type as much as you like. You can make corrections using the backspace key, but you are in the insert mode and you cannot execute any commands. How do you come out of insert mode and get back to command mode? Press escape key. The escape key takes you out of the insert mode and puts you back in command mode. So this is how your editing sessions using VI will pan out. Start in command mode, toggle to insert mode for adding text, toggle to command mode with escape, and this repeats. Escape is such a harmless key to press. If you ever have a doubt whether you are in insert mode or command mode, just press escape and you will be in command mode. So what we have learned till now, there are two modes, command and insert. We know how to add text in a file and we know how to toggle between insert and command modes. Now all the edit operations are happening on a copy of the file in memory buffer. It is not being written to the file on the hard disk. So after inserting text, we naturally want to save our hard work in the file on hard disk. To do that, we need to go to the third mode of VI called EX mode. When you are in the command mode, you can enter command and go to the EX mode. After going into EX mode, you can enter a line of command. So to save file, we enter :w enter. Colon takes us to the EX mode. W is the command to write file to the disk, and enter completes the write command. So file is written to the hard disk and we are back to the command mode. We can quit the editor with :q enter command. Colon takes you to the EX mode and Q is the command to quit the VI editor. We can save the current contents of the buffer on hard disk and quit with :wq enter command or with :x enter command. And finally, the force quit, that is, do not save the current contents of the buffer and quit. We can do that with :q exclamation mark. The current contents of the buffer are not saved and we quit the editor. Now we look at cursor movement in the command mode. The cursor indicates your current location in the file. You can move the cursor left, down, up or right using the relevant arrow keys, or you could use H, J, K, L keys for left, down, up and right respectively. With page down or Ctrl F, you can go forward one page in the file. Similarly, with page up or Ctrl B, you can go backwards by one page. Spacebar is same as the right arrow or L. It takes you one column right. Remember, you are in the command mode, so spacebar would not enter spaces in the file. It will move cursor right. Similarly, enter key takes cursor one line down. Pressing 0 takes the cursor to the beginning of the current line, whereas pressing $ takes the cursor to the end of the line. The command line number G takes the cursor to the line number in the file. You can get the same result with line number enter command. If you just give the G command, the cursor goes to the end of file. If the cursor is on a parenthesis, brace or a square bracket, and the % command is given, the cursor goes to the matching counterpart. We can put a bookmark in a file with mbookmark command. Bookmark is a single alphabetic character. The lowercase bookmarks are local to a file. Uppercase bookmarks are global to the set of files open in the editor. You can go to a particular bookmark with a single quote bookmark command. And with the W command, you can go to the next word. We have seen the commands which move the cursor from the current location to a new location. These are essentially cursor movement commands. Cursor movement is an important concept in VI. We can combine cursor movement with other commands of VI. For example, D cursor movement deletes all text coming under cursor movement command. Suppose we want to delete a block of text. We can enclose the block in parentheses, put the cursor on one parenthesis and say D%. This deletes all text of the block from the parenthesis under cursor to the matching parenthesis. Or we can put a bookmark A at one end of the block, take cursor to the other end and say D A. This deletes all text from the current cursor location to the bookmark A. You can also use % command to check whether braces are matching in your C program. Suppose you miss a brace in this if statement, you can go to the last brace and give the % command. If the cursor doesn't reach the first brace, then there is a mismatch of braces which needs to be corrected. It is time to look at all the commands that put you in the insert mode. Lowercase I, insert text at the cursor position. Uppercase I, insert text at the beginning of line. Lowercase a, append text after the cursor position. Uppercase A, append text at the end of line. Lowercase o, open a new line below the cursor for inserting text. Uppercase O, open a new line above the cursor for inserting text. Once you are done with inserting text, you can press escape to toggle to the command mode. Now we look at some important editing commands in VI. X. Delete character under the cursor. D. Delete text from the cursor to the end of the line. DD. Delete the entire line. D. Cursor movement. Delete from cursor location indicated by the cursor movement. C. Cursor movement. Change from cursor to location indicated by the cursor movement. R. R replaces one character. Uppercase R. Replace text in current line from cursor till escape is pressed. M. Bookmark. Place a bookmark on the current line. Dot. Repeat the last command. Tilde. Toggle case of the character under the cursor. J. Join the current line with the next line. Lowercase u. Undo the last command. Ctrl G. Display the current line number and file status, whether it is modified or not. We can try some of these commands on this file. First, the X command to delete some characters. We move the cursor to a location where we want to delete the character, and we can just press X and these characters get deleted. Suppose you want to delete till the end of the line, we can say uppercase D and the rest of the line gets deleted. DD deletes the whole line. Suppose you prefix a number like say 3 before DD, then 3 lines get deleted. You want to change something. Suppose you want to change this word. So CW and say we can type something else, XYZ, escape. So that word gets changed to XYZ. And I want to replace one character. Say I want to make T node as X node. So RX, this character gets changed. And if I want to change continuously, say I want to change RECV message to receive message, I can say capital R, RECEIVE, and then MESS, escape, and I can add something to it, AGE, escape. So it becomes receive message. Suppose I want to delete a word. I want to delete this word main. So I say DW, delete. I want to repeat this last command. I can just press dot. Dot repeats the last command. Now I want to change the case. So you can see here, I can put the cursor here and the tilde command. So this becomes uppercase, this becomes lowercase. And uppercase J command joins 2 lines. Suppose I delete, suppose I don't want this, I want to undo this, I can say lowercase u and it is back as before. Ctrl G gives me the status that says this file is modified and it has 421 lines, and right now I have covered 12% and I am on line number 54, column 29. VI offers extensive copy and paste capabilities. Most editors allow you to copy text in a buffer which can be pasted at some other location. But there is only one buffer. VI gives you multiple buffers for copying text. That is, you can copy a chunk of text in buffer A, another chunk in buffer B, etc. and paste them in different locations. Copying text to buffer is known as the Yankee operation. The command to copy is buffer name Y cursor movement. Buffers are named with single character A to Z and are global in the sense you can copy into buffer from one file and paste it in another file open in the same VI session. The text identified by cursor movement is yanked in the buffer. There are many ways of using cursor movement, and so there are many ways to yank text in a buffer. For example, you can put a bookmark at one end of text block and take cursor to the other end and say double quotes AY single quote A. Here, single quote A is the cursor movement, double quotes A identifies the buffer, and Y is the yank command. So text coming under the cursor movement is yanked into buffer A. Some more examples of the yank command are double quotes BYY, yank the single line under cursor into the buffer B. Double quotes CY%. Here cursor is at a parenthesis, brace or square bracket. The cursor movement is from current parenthesis, brace or bracket to the matching counterpart, and the text is yanked in buffer C. Double quotes DY3J. 3J is 3 lines down cursor movement, and when the cursor goes 3 lines down, it actually covers 4 lines. So these 4 lines are yanked in buffer D. The put command lets you put the yanked text at the desired location in the file. The command is double quotes buffer ID P. So if you had yanked something in buffer A, you can paste the text with the double quotes AP command. If you do not want to use multiple buffers, you can skip the buffer ID, and VI uses the default buffer to yank text. So all the commands become a little simpler without the buffer ID, and the command to paste simply becomes P. However, you must take care not to delete any text between yank and put, because VI stores deleted text in the default buffer, which would override the yank text. If you value flexibility and functionality over efficiency, you can use yank to buffer, put, and delete if necessary. However, if you prefer efficiency over everything else and you want the traditional cut and paste, it is available. Cut and paste becomes delete and put in VI. You delete text using any single delete command. The text gets stored in the default buffer, and you can put it at the desired position in file. As we have seen earlier, we can get into the EX mode by typing the colon command. After colon, we can type the EX command, and the command is echoed on the last line. Substitute command. Substitute command finds a string and substitutes it with replacement strings. By default, substitute works on the current line, the line on which cursor is placed. We can make it work on a range of lines by prefixing start and end line numbers. The current line has a synonym dot and the last line has a synonym dollar. So to substitute from the current line to the last line, we can say colon dot comma dollar s slash string1 slash string2 slash. By default, only the first occurrence of string1 on a line is replaced with string2. Using the G switch, we can replace all occurrences of string1 on lines with string2. And using the C modifier, we can replace string1 with string2 with confirmation from the user. To replace all occurrences of string1 with string2 in the entire file with confirmation from the user, we can say colon 1 comma dollar s slash string1 slash string2 slash gc. And here we have got some more EX mode commands. Colon W is write buffer contents to the file. Colon W file name, write buffer contents to file name. Colon W exclamation mark file name, force write buffer contents to file name. Colon Q is quit VI. Colon Q exclamation mark force quit VI without saving the modified buffer contents. Colon E file name, load contents of file name into VI buffer. And colon VI file name is same as colon E file name, and it is also load contents of file name into VI buffer. Colon E hash, load the previous file. You are viewing a file in VI, then you went to the next file, which is the current file. Now you want to get back to the previous file. Colon VI hash is same as colon E hash. Colon E exclamation mark, reload the current file, that is discarding modifications. Colon VI exclamation mark is same as colon E exclamation mark. :n, go to the next file. You started VI with multiple file names. Now you want to go to the next file. We have already seen the substitute command, so I will skip it. :r file name. Read file name below the current cursor position. :! shell command. Execute the shell command. :sh fork a new shell. You get out of VI temporarily and work in a new shell. And we come to the end of this video. You can find all this information at https://tiny.1/vi-editor. Please share this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and stay safe.